you ain't have coaching, or did you when you first got in?
No.
So like, why? What am I getting a coach for field adjustment? I just go online and get certification.
Nah, it ain't sweet like that, man. I went through a lot of trials and tribulations. Like, I wish I had a mentor. I wish I had a coach. Like I said, you don't see no marketing for it. You don't see anybody telling you about it. Like, I don't know why there's a chokehold on the game, but you know, I made so many mistakes. I left so much money on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I would know the stuff that I know now, man, bro, I probably would have made $500,000 every season.
Yo, you know what time it is? Your boy, Mr. J Hill Podcast. We are in the building. Hey, man, you know I be doing something for the entrepreneurs, man. Only the ones that really know what they doing. Because you come here, we're going to sit down, we're going to talk about it, and you got to prove it. I got to make sure you really know what you're doing so we can get my people this money, right? So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the comments, like, share, do all of that stuff that they say on YouTube, right? J Hill Podcast. We are in the building. Special guests. Mr. Hollywood is here. What up, brother? Give me some love.
What's going on, bro? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
You don't be doing too many interviews, man. What's going on?
No, man, I stay low key, man.
You stay low key, but you're an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so I get wealthy off the weather.
You get wealthy off the weather. You must be getting wealthy like behind closed doors. Like, how do you stay low key but still getting all this money? Like, tell me the game, man.
Man, I get paid off storms, so I'm an independent field adjuster. So, like Jake from State Farm in real life.
Now, I know that, right? But like, I know usually entrepreneurs, they in this content space a lot, right? And like a lot of them make content because that's how people know what they're doing, and they get it. They see them online. They do the ads and things like that. So like, people come to them because they see them online. You don't have too much presence online right now, but you still been successful. You've been doing this for like 10 years.
Correct.
How have you been successful without playing the content game?
So really, I come from an era where we was taught to, you know, get money behind the scenes, stay low, stay out the way. I'm from Chicago, so, you know, I try to stay off the radar a little bit, but God put it on my heart, honestly, to really get this message out there because nobody really knows about field adjusting and the money that you can make in such a short amount of time. So I'm just really gonna go crazy and show people what's really out here because it's always bad weather, so it's always a lot of money to be made.
Nah, fact, it is always bad weather. We in Atlanta and it's been snowing and like, I don't know what's going on, bro. Like, I came to Atlanta from Baltimore because I'm trying to get some heat. I gotta go somewhere else further down south, man. Right. So where you stand now?
South side of Chicago.
Oh, you still stand in Chicago?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago. I just flew in today.
Sheesh. Well, thank you, man. Welcome to the jail.
Yeah, negative 17 there. It's cold.
God, I'm thinking it's something here. It's like 21.
No, it's bird. It's bird at the crib.
I hate when people, I don't know about you, like, because I live down here now.
Okay.
And every time it get cold, people like, man, you from Baltimore, you should be used to it. I'm like, bro, cold is cold, no matter where I'm at. Like, I don't know about none of that. You ain't never think about getting out of Chicago?
Man, I love my city. I travel a lot with field adjusting, but I've been a lot of places. It's nothing like Chicago, so I really like it.
Yo, you born and raised in Chicago.
Yeah.
How the hell you get into doing field adjustment?
So that's a crazy story. Like, so it's really known like in the southern states for the most part, but I've had a lot of careers my whole life, man. Like every 2 years, I've always changed jobs. So I got a CDL. I've been a college advisor. I've sold corporate cell phones. I've sold fuel, like for BP and Mobile.
Niggas getting money.
Yeah, I've done.
So it got to be some money in this. But I'm gonna listen. How you get into it?
So, one of my sisters, my sister's friend, was telling me to, you know, look into field adjusting. And I was driving trucks at the time. I was making good money, you know, about $2,000 a week. And then I was like, yeah, you know, I don't know nothing about that. So he was like, yeah, you should check it out. So I lost my contract when I was driving trucks. So I went and got my adjuster license in 2015. And I finally just took a deployment in like 2018. And I was like, man, this is crazy. My first deployment was in West Virginia. And man, I've never been to West Virginia.
West Virginia is in the boonies. For the people that don't know, like, because you think Virginia and then West Virginia, no. West Virginia is far as hell. There's a bunch of people that don't look like us. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different out there, for sure. But
yeah.
You went to West Virginia?
So I was in West Virginia. I stayed at the Motel 6, man. It was crazy. I lived in Meth Alley. I didn't even know. And I was there maybe about a month, and I was like, man, this is tough. I don't know, if I could do this. And I think my third week, I made $16,000.
God damn.
In 1 week.
Sheesh.
And
So
I was like,
wait,
yeah.
when you say my first deployment, that sounds like some military shit. Like, what you mean?
So that's basically how it's a deployment. So you'll get a call from a firm, and they'll be like, hey, we got a storm. My first deployment was a wind and hail. So they had some wind and hail out there in West Virginia. So they called me, was like, do you want to go? I was like, sure. So I went out there for a wind and hail deployment, and basically it hit some homes, and I kind of just ran it up. And like I said, I made $16,000 in 1 week. And I was like, I think I could do this.
Shit, you make 16 bands in 1 week, nigga can't tell me nothing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm doing this forever.
Yeah.
I might be 70 years old. I'm outside in the storm.
Yeah.
But yo, so you get deployed to West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so to me, it sounds like it's a company. You're working for a company.
So I'm actually an independent contractor.
Right.
So I could work with any insurance company. So basically you'll get hired with a lot of different firms, and then the firms have the contract with the insurance companies.
So before we even go there, how did that firms find you?
So I'll show you how to basically register for all of that. So you'll register with the firms, you'll get licensed. Once you get licensed, then you will register with all the firms. And then from there, you'll get licensed in the different states that you're willing to work in. And then they'll just call you.
Oh, so you had to do that. So from 2015 to 2018, you were kind of like waiting.
No, so I had got licensed in 2015.
Right.
And then I just wasn't using it. I was still, dibbling, dabbling, driving trucks. And I was like, you know what, let me see what this is about. And
so when you decided to make that decision to like, yo, let me really lock in onto this field adjustment stuff, what did you have to do?
At that point, I just had to show all the licenses that I was holding at the time. I had already had my certification, so I was like State Farm certified. And then at that point, it was a State Farm deployment, so I was working for State Farm. And I just took the deployment, and it was just up from there. Like I said, you just go wind and hail. It's a crazy industry. It's like no other industry. So like you don't see any advertisement for it. There's no marketing. It's not like you have a resume or anything like that and you put that out there. It's nothing like that. It's literally you get licensed. It's a certification. It's a 40-hour course. You know what I'm saying? Like I got degrees and everything, but it's a 40-hour course. And then you get your license and your certifications. Boom.
How much was the course?
When I took it, I think it was like $230. I think it's like $163 now.
Like $163.
Yes.
Okay. $163. All right. So you take this course, you just get your certification.
So the course gets you your license.
Right.
So then once you get your license, right, and then you get your certifications in like State Farm, being State Farm certified, and then you'll get the licenses in different states that you want to work in.
Okay, kind of like I guess like a gun license maybe.
Basically, something like that.
Okay, so you get your license in the state. So how hard is that though?
Nothing. Just you fill out a form, make sure some states you can't be a convicted felon or some states don't even require that. Like Florida, you need to do fingerprints. Some require a background check, but it's really just paying a fee. Depending on the state, it might be like $26 for the license, $50 for the license. It all depends on the state. New York is one of the highest. I think it's like 200 or something.
Hold up. Time out. Hold up. So you do all of that, right? How if you had to put your work week on a schedule, right? Or not even on a schedule, how many hours would you say you work in a month doing this?
It varies because it all depends on the type of storm that you're on. So if we're using West Virginia, for example, wind and hail storm, right? On that particular storm, I was getting paid what we call component. So I'll get paid by the work that I do. So this is gonna be crazy, but so like every house, I'll get $525. But I'm with a firm, so I get 65%, they get 35%, right? If the house is 2 stories or a steep, then I'll get $675. Right, per house. If the crib goes over, if the damage goes over 50,000, then I'll get a percentage. So
it's so much to unpack here. All right.
Yes, it's a lot.
What are you doing exactly? So like you just going out, you're looking at the house and you get paid boom, that's $600 right there.
So okay, basically. So say a storm hits your house, right? It's a hailstorm. I'll come, you'll call your insurance company, file a claim. I'll say, cool, I'll call you. I'll make an appointment. And then you'll tell me, hey, I think my roof is damaged. I'll say, okay, you have any interior damage to your home? You'll say, no, there's nothing leaking. So I'll walk around your home, make sure there's no damage, see if there's no broken windows, your siding is okay, things like that. Then I'm going to go on the roof, check out the roof. If it's damaged, then I'll document it, take photos for the insurance company. Depending on the insurance company, I'll write the estimate, and then I'll cut you a check. That's it.
Right then and there. Kind of like, it reminds me of like car insurance.
It's the same thing, but I do property.
Oh, so hold up. So why the adjuster never on my side? Like, I feel like you should just come out here and you should say everything is wrong. Like, if you're gonna get more money, like, why not?
True, but I got to be able to prove it.
I mean, shit, we can prove it. We can show you some shit.
So that's another thing that people think, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like anything else. I look at damage all day. So I know if it has to be storm-related damage for the insurance to cover it.
Okay.
It just can't be normal wear and tear.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So once I determine that it's storm-related damage from the storm that you said, it can't be old, then I can open coverage.
Yo, how many times you see something where a natural disaster happens, right? Somebody file a claim, and you go out there, and of course you want to help these people because, I mean, you get paid one, but we all human as well. So like to see somebody in a messed up situation because of something that they don't have nothing to do with, that gotta be hard. How many times you went to somebody's house, their property, and the damage wasn't necessarily from a natural disaster, but maybe wear and tear? Every day. And they can't get, nothing can happen.
So with this job, with this industry, man, it taught me to have difficult conversations. But I normally, you know, I own a home. So I just treat people how I want to be treated. And I just give it to them straight. You know, I explain how it works. And I ask them, have you ever read your policy? Do you know what you're paying for? And basically, I just give it to them in layman's terms in a way that they can understand so they can, you know, maybe they don't have coverage now, but at least you know what you're paying for. And I also, you know, educate them on what they should look for going forward.
Yo, sidebar, you ever thought about trying to get into the insurance, like, field now? Right? Because like, you do the field adjustment, right?
Yeah, you're talking about like more so buying...
like having policies of your own, because now, like, maybe... Or that's probably a whole different...
No, because, like, I make 6 figures in like 6 months. So I only work half of the year, and I'm do pretty straight. So, I mean, and I'm talking like 280, 300, 6 months, 7 months.
I only ask that because I'm thinking, like, if you go out, you're trying to help these people, right? But it's only but so much you can do because you're just an adjuster. Like, you're just here to tell them this or that, right? Yes or no. But when you go out there and they can't help, I'm thinking like, yo, if you could get into insurance, now I'm thinking bigger. Like, if I own my own insurance company now, right? We can explain these different things. Whereas though insurance companies, it's like they almost want to get you for your money. Like,
so that's another thing that I'm not real partial to. So what people don't understand is your insurance agent gets paid off of your premium. So when they value your home, a lot of times you be like, oh, my house is worth this on insurance. That's because they're getting paid. That doesn't mean that's the real value of your home.
Damn.
Right. So they think their insurance agent is looking out for them, but that's not necessarily true all the time.
How does that harm them, I guess, in the long run?
Because say, for instance, your house is $100,000, but they got it valued at $200,000. You're paying you're paying their premium on $200,000. If something actually happens, the house is only $100,000.
But who's to say that though? If this reminds me
when they appraise it.
Yeah, I was about to say, but this remind me. I was about to say like jewelry, right? Like, let's come down to the little guys level, because this is how I understand it.
I got you.
So you get some jewelry, right? We pay for something costs like 10. Let's say it's 10,000, right? We get it appraised. They give us 18. Like, you know what I'm saying? They say 18 bands appraisal. So we like, all right, something happened. I do the insurance play. Not saying you should do this, right? But that's what we thinking, because it's appraised at 18,000. I can get that 18,000 back to replace it. And I probably can pay the 10 to keep the 8. Thinking about the same with property. If they appraise it for a number, right? I'm assuming that then when something happened, they gotta replace this amount because it was appraised as that.
Well, they got the risk amount. So the amount that they valued the house is, that's what they're going to replace it for. So it all depends on your policy as well. So if your policy has, what we call like actual cash value, then they're going to give you the actual cash value of what it is. So your insurance is paying for exactly what you have. So like, for example, if your hardwood floors get damaged, I'm going to pay for the hardwood floors that you have. I'm not going to upgrade you. I'm not going to update the crib. You get what I'm saying? So exactly what you have in there is what I'm going to pay for, if that's the type of policy that you have. So that's kind of how it works.
So I guess out of 10 people who have like damage to their home from a natural disaster, like how many people are actually really covered?
If they have damage and depend on the insurance company, then they all be covered. But it has to be storm related damage. Like what got damaged? Is the roof damaged? Did it break some windows? And then you also have to, is it going to be above your deductible? You know what I'm saying? That's major too. A lot of people don't even know what their deductible is.
Mm.
So it's like you might have, $2,000 worth of damage, but your deductible is $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's a loss. It's what we call a loss below deductible.
Damn.
So nothing happens. Basically, I'm gonna come there. I'm gonna document the damage, and then.
And how many times you see that? A lot.
Yeah, that's a lot too.
So out of 10 people, how many would you say?
If it's a minor storm, then out of 10, maybe 3.
Okay, that's not bad. But
No.
if it's all right, let's think. Matter of fact, let's go something serious, right?
Mhm.
In LA, right? We see these wildfires that's going crazy, right?
Right.
And so many people lost their homes, like in Hollywood, right?
Right.
So when we talk about a major disaster like that, how many people you think are actually covered?
Long as they're paying their policy on time, and long as they have coverage, and they don't have like some type of endorsement that's saying that that's not covered, that would be something different. It all depends if they're in like ground zero, is what we call like the total loss area.
Mm-hmm.
Then they should have coverage, and then they're going to go off that lost amount. So they'll have an amount that the insurance company has coverage for a total loss, and then that's what they're going to get. That's going to include like personal property, what we call ALE, which is like additional living expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the times your insurance company, like if you lose your home or you lose, where it's uninhabitable, we'll put you up in a hotel.
Okay.
Or, find you temporary housing.
Yeah, I think I've been seeing somewhere where it says the insurance companies are actually like denying people claims or dropping people from coverage. Have you seen that?
Yeah, but I mean, that's not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm.
It just all depends on like what's going on. There's so many moving parts in that. Did they lapse? Did they miss the insurance payment? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like,
but that's just propaganda maybe because everything is going on in LA.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, like I said, it all depends on the insurance company. If you got a good insurance company, but like long as they paying, everything checks out. They got coverage. They got all the endorsements that for the loss. They should be fine.
So I guess if you are covered, that I hate to say it like this because it's a touchy topic, but like it could sometimes they say blessings come in disguise.
It could be a blessing, but what you also have to understand is you meet people when they lose, it's devastation. Some things don't have a price. You know what I'm saying? Some people are losing their wedding pictures, their baby pictures, or they're losing, gifts from family members who may have passed away.
Damn, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's things that sometimes money can't replace. So, and then here I come asking you for receipts. And it's like, man, my house just burned down. You asking me for proof? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard. Like I said, it teaches you to have difficult conversations.
How do you deal with that though? Like that's crazy.
I mean, I tell them, hey, I just got to ask these questions. I know it may sound silly, but do you have, maybe credit card receipts on your phone or something on the internet? And then I'm understanding because I understand this devastation. So I work with them, and I mean, I'm human too.
What was the hardest conversation you think you had to have throughout your 10 years?
Man, I remember. I'll never forget. I was actually in Chicago, and I was in this lady's basement, and it wasn't covered. It was just leaking from the foundation, and I told her it wasn't covered, and she basically trapped me in the basement.
Damn.
She kept me in the basement. It was like, I'm not letting you leave until you pay for it. And I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Niggas are crazy, boy.
You know what I'm saying? At first I thought she was playing, and she was like, no, I ain't playing. Like, you can't leave out of here until you tell me you're going to pay for it. And I was like, ma'am, at the end of the day, you could keep me in this basement. I can't pay for it right here. So I just had to talk her down and explain to her, and give her some options to, find a contractor and, have them check it out. But just, having these difficult conversations and understanding people, they financially just don't have it, or they're trying to figure it out, and they feel like they've been paying this insurance and it should help them. And that's not how it works necessarily. You know what I'm saying? It's not to maintain your home. It's to prevent storm-related damage or a catastrophe or something like that.
Damn, dog, that's crazy. You know how people be crazy. Like you tell somebody bad news, you think that like I'm not the insurance company, bro. Like so you going out here by yourself. No security.
Yeah, so because you're independent, so basically you'll make your own schedule. So I make my own schedule. So they'll just give me the claims, right? And then I'll call you, say, hey, Jay, I got availability for Friday at 2 p.m. You available? You'll say, yeah. And then I'll just come to your house and you'll show me what you got going on. And then I'll do an inspection. And then at the end of the inspection, I'll recap with you. But because of that incident, I learned I don't recap inside of a home no more. I'll be like, let me put my equipment in the truck, and then I'll recap once I'm at the front door or once I'm outside.
Shit, I remember at one, I don't know if they're doing that now, but at one point in time, you had to like have a reason, or maybe certain states, maybe Maryland, like you have to have a reason why you need a gun license.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that gotta be a reason right there. Like I'm a field adjuster. Like people be trying to really.
I mean, yeah. So technically, you're not supposed to be strapped.
Really?
On a.
Oh
Nah.
hell no! You was shitting me. I'm strapped double time. Nigga,
I mean,
that.
At your own discretion. But yeah, you want to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
people are crazy.
Yeah, people are crazy, and like I said, you're giving them bad news too. So it's just tough. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, you just tread lightly, and sometimes if you think it's going to be a hard conversation, you be like, hey, let me review my documentation, then I'll follow up with you. I'll give you a phone call. So there's always ways to wiggle out the situation.
All right, so you've been doing this for 10 years, right?
Correct.
Now I take a quick pivot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you teaching this now?
Yes, I am.
What's your angle about that?
So, like, for example, right now, the California fires, that's a great opportunity for somebody to get started. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want anybody to be confused. Like, they're not going to probably throw you at ground zero. So they're just not going to have you, if you fresh into the industry, and just be like, there's nothing there, write a claim. But on the outskirts of that, you might have some siding that got burned, or, some personal property that might have got smoke. It's got smoke damage, or it may have got burned up a little bit. These are great opportunities for somebody to get, introduced into the industry, even if it's just to make the phone calls. Hey, I see you got State Farm Insurance. Are you available? What we call a QFC. So the first quality contact call. You just getting basic information. So even off of that, if you're on an hourly rate, that might pay you $47 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And if you're on what component, like I told you get paid by what you do, you're just kind of stacking it up. So you just, you think of it like $525, which is your cut is like $341. You could do the math. You know what I'm saying? You could do 2 cribs easy. That's over $600. So, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, so how do you feel about, I don't know if you heard about this or not, but I'm just thinking, my mind's going a million miles per second. It's almost like you coming up off of somebody that, like, downfall.
I mean, true, but somebody's got to do it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's always going to be bad weather. It's always going to be catastrophes. It's always going to be devastation. So why watch it, see it on the news when you could be getting wealthy off of it? You can be getting, you could change your life. Honestly, this is life-changing money. Like I said, you making $300,000-$400,000 if you want to work, that long in the season, but you could make $200,000 to $300,000 in 7 months. And then you got the rest of the time to start a business, travel the world. I mean, I've been a lot of places just, in my downtime. So, and like I said, this is an industry that not a lot of African Americans are in. It's a white male driven industry. So, I'm just trying to educate people on it because, women can do it. A lot of different races can get into it. So it's definitely a great opportunity and it's life changing. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, this shit sound like a real play. You know what this remind me of? Tail end of COVID, right? Just quick story. Everybody started to break into like tech, right? And I'll never forget, I had got my Scrum Master certification. And I got a job in Scrum and I was making a lot of money. Like, I got 2 jobs, I'm making a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but that came to an end so fast because the companies eventually started to weed out the people that ain't really know what they was doing to the real professionals, right? And this reminds me of that because it's like, I haven't heard nobody talk about being a field adjuster.
Bro, nobody talks about it. So that's crazy you brought up COVID, right? So during COVID, I made that was like one of the years I made the most money. So I made COVID, I think I made like $280 in like 6 months, like 5.5, man, it was nuts. So that year, I gave my mom $10,000. I bought a house, a 4-bedroom house. A little bit after that, I put 24s on my truck, a 2500 Sierra Denali, and then I built a CA Corvette, 101. Man, it's crazy. Merlot guts. I did all this in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to Cuba. I went to Cuba for like, I think a month and a half.
A month and a half, nigga? You should have got your citizenship. Like, shit. Like, what the fuck you was doing in there for a month and a half?
When you off, like, it's like, I feel like I worked hard. You know what I'm saying? I want to play hard.
So okay, you ain't have coaching. Or did you when you first got in?
No.
So like, why? What am I getting a coach for field adjustment? I just go online and get a fucking certification.
Nah, it ain't sweet like that, man. I went through a lot of trials and tribulations. Like, I wish I had a mentor. I wish I had a coach. Like I said, you don't see no marketing for it. You don't see anybody telling you about it. Like, I don't know why there's a chokehold on the game, but you know, I made so many mistakes. I left so much money on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I would know the stuff that I know now, man, bro, I probably would have made $500,000 every season. Easy.
Nah, facts. And one thing about that I be telling my mentees about it, and when it comes to the mentorship, a lot of it what you paying for is two things. Of course, the knowledge, right? But let's be real. You can get that shit anywhere if you really are serious about it. Well, it's three things. Damn, it's a couple things. You get the from what I've learned, right? And you can add in whatever you need. You get this community of people who are all
Facts.
like-minded individuals that's investing into their education, right? That's investing into their future career that you can work with, that you can be partners with, right? That's one. You also get this sense of like I'm holding you accountable. And a lot of times when you're doing things by yourself, it's like, yeah, I'll put it off to the next day, right? But when you have a mentor, it's like, yo, what's going on? Because as a mentor myself, it's like, nigga, you paying me, so I need these results. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Facts.
it's like, you gotta do good because I
Facts.
need to show this to other people so I can double it up, right? But then, so you get the community, you get this sense of like holding you accountable, but you get one of the most important things is you get to skip steps, right? Like, think about it. I'm telling you what I did to get here. I'm not trying to ramble, but I don't like saying like wasting time or money because nothing is really wasted. But if I could have saved some money, saved some time, there's a lot of mistakes that I made just learning how to get here, right? Fucking with different cameras, fucking with different equipment, and I'm piling it up and buying shit. You can't sell it back for the same price. So you really paying to skip them steps because like I heard somebody say not too long ago, like, yo, my goal is to get rich fast as I can so I can stay rich as long as I can. Wasting my time getting rich, and then I'm old and I die. It's like, I'm trying to get rich as fast as I can so I can stay there as long as I can. So like, what do you think about that when it comes to like you entering this mentorship space yourself?
Man, it's critical because like I said, there's no resume or anything like that. So it's about your network. And then with an individual like me, I've been in the game 10 years. I've seen a lot of things. So different states are going to have different materials. It's going to be, property is going to be built different. You're going to have different laws, different codes. You're not going to know all of that. And then the network that I bring to you is crazy. So the deployments, I'm going to know about the deployments before the general public does. So it's like, I might not be willing to go to California, but I could put you on to California.
I was going to ask that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So another thing about field adjusting too, when I first got in the industry, I'm like, okay, this is cool, but I don't really want to travel that much. So for the past almost 5 years, I've been working at home, which is unheard of in this industry. So it's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm making a lot of money, but I'm on the road, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, which is cool because you get to travel, you see the world. But I'm like, if I could do this at home, that's where it's at. And so, field adjusters that are in the industry, they know the money is real. I ain't trying to convince them of that. But it's like, how's he working from home? So that's what I show people, how to streamline, the claims process and how to utilize and maximize each claim and make sure that you're treating people right. Because what people don't understand is most of the time, their home is their biggest investment. So you got to treat people right. And at the same time, I'm going to get you paid and I'm going to get paid too.
Nah, facts, no cap. Like people understand, like niggas know what's up. And when you said you was working from home, I'm thinking like you creating this whole field adjuster industry, like business, right? Because I'm thinking if you get the deployments, right, and I bring on 10 mentees, right, they always hungry like I was. Like, and when I first started, I would go outside and do them deployments, right? I would do that. Now I'm getting old, I got family, I don't want to do that no more. But if I can get 10 people that get certified in being a field adjuster, when I get them, I can have them go out, I can sit at my crib, they make the bread, we do a percentage type split, things like that. And now I got 50 people doing different jobs and I'm just chilling at the crib. That's what I was thinking.
Right. I mean, cool, but look, I ain't even gonna bust you over the head like that. I'm gonna let you eat off whatever deployments you take, that's all you. Okay. I just want to see everybody win at this point. I've been getting money a long time. So at this point, I really want to just kind of love on the people like my mentor taught me. And the deployment, that's on you. But what people need to understand, like California, what if you were in the community and you like, you know what, I'm willing to go to California. You willing to go to California? Jay, you want to go to California? Bet we going to get an Airbnb. We going to split it in half. Now we got a network in here. We working claims. We just all get money. Boom. You just running it up.
So wait. So you because I'm trying to make it make sense. I get my certification, right? I get with you, right? Hollywood. You got me a certification. I got everything I need, right? So I just go to LA or California and then I call the insurance companies or
No. So what you're gonna do is
break it down to me. Give me
okay, so what we're gonna do is the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get your license. You're gonna take the 40-hour course, right? Boom, you get the 40-hour course. I've had one of my mentees, he did the 40-hour course in 3 weeks. He finished it in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Now he was unemployed at the time. I'm disclosure.
Okay.
But so he was
put that work in.
Yeah, he put that work in though.
Okay.
So he got deployed. I mean, not got deployed. He finished the course in 3 weeks. Then at that point, you're trying to get. I'm gonna show you how the best way to do it, which is getting State Farm certified. Because working for State Farm is one of the hardest insurance companies because they one of the biggest. But if you get State Farm certified and you could work with State Farm, all the other insurance companies gonna take you
because they know that
because they know it's the standard.
Okay.
So boom, I'm gonna show you how to get State Farm certified. Then I'm gonna show you the licenses that you should get. Saying the states that you should get licensed in. The southern states: Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, California, things like that. So like these are things. Disasters happen all the time, unfortunately, but it's true. So you're going to get those. Then at that point, you just waiting on the disaster to happen. And they're going to call you.
So they just call you off the rip.
Bro, I just turned down a job yesterday.
Wow.
Like I said, right now in Chicago, it's -17. So right now, I'm probably missing some money. I probably could have made about 3 bands today.
Why you turn it down, though?
I mean, because I need to get the message out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. And I know that storm season is going to come. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm going to make money regardless. But right now, like I said, it's really been on my heart to really teach people this, you know what I'm saying? And really show individuals that you can make money in a field that you didn't even know existed. You know what I'm saying? And it's always recession-proof. It's always going to be bad weather. It's always going to be catastrophes. It's cold now. So somebody's pipes are freezing. Somebody's roof is thawing out. You know what I'm saying? So it's money to be made. So it's like I can pause on me making some money right now. I'm gonna get to the bag. Don't get it confused. Because also with this, you're making a large sum of money. I'm also investing in this money. So because also what I learned too is when I was driving trucks, I was kind of making a lot of money under the table, but I couldn't buy nothing because I ain't have no money on paper. So now I'm making money on paper. Now I'm unstoppable. I got A1 credit. I'm showing you how to do that. I'm showing you how to funnel the money, and you off for 6 months. 9 times out of you only working 6 months. You off another 6 months. What you doing? So let me show you what to do with the money. So there's an exit strategy because eventually you're gonna get old. But again, there's field adjusters 50, 60 years old, still doing.
I told you I would do it when I was 70. I just told you I believe you.
I mean, yeah, and you can always go management. You could just. You ain't even got to go in the field. You can oversee. There's so many different type of adjusters too. So a field adjuster is just what I do. You could be a desk adjuster, meaning you don't even go to the field. You just work from the desk. You make the call, and then when it's like some field work to be done, you'll call somebody like me, like, hey, Nick, go to the field and send me some pictures.
But you got to get hired from the insurance company.
Same concept, though. You still going to get licensed. You still going to be an independent field adjuster.
Oh, wow. But
it's just you just not going in the field. So a lot of times women feel like that's a better angle for them because they don't want to be, they don't want to do the physical aspect. But there's women in the industry too.
But wait, hold up, bro. Hold up. It gotta, like, this shit sound too good to be true.
It's crazy.
So I think of like, all right, insurance people.
Okay.
Like you get paid off of your clients, how many people you get, right? But getting into insurance ain't just like, they tell you, man, I make a lot of money in insurance. Man, you get in insurance, you been that motherfucker 6 months, you ain't make no dollar, you ain't make no money. So that's what it sound like.
So that's what I'm saying. It's different because, again, remember I told you I'm an independent field adjuster. It's different if you were a staff adjuster. That means if you went to like State Farm and you work directly with State Farm or Allstate or USAA, you work directly with them. And you're doing the same thing I'm doing, but you're not making as much money as me. You get what I'm saying? Because you work, but you have like maybe benefits. They'll maybe provide you a car, but you can keep your car, you keep your benefits. Give me the bag.
So what a struggle at? It gotta be a hard time down seeing something.
It's insurance. So it's not exciting. You know what I'm saying? You're learning policies, but at the same time, it's so much that you're learning because think about this. Now you can teach your friends like, hey, did you read your policy? Or say you want to get into property. Now you can do your own inspections. You see what I'm saying? So now you could check out a crib and say, hey, you know what? This got foundation damage. It need a roof. It's got water damage. How do you know? Man, I know I'm a field adjuster, so I see it has water damage here. So now it teaches you, it's a skill set that, man, the sky's the limit in this
I'm about to say,
industry.
that
It's
sounds like
crazy.
another bag. So
It's another bag.
You can expect other people's homes too. Like you can promote that type shit. Like,
Yeah. So when my friends be like, "Hey Nick, should I file a claim?" I be like, "Let me check it out." Or if I don't know you, give me $350. I'll come check it out.
That's what I'm thinking. You like, let me check it out. I'm like, nigga, I do adjustments 200 a pop. Nigga, everybody buying houses nowadays.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you the truth because I ain't got no skin in the game.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So I'll come check out your crib.
So how, okay, but I need to know more, bro. How hard is it to get your first one, your first deployment, your first job, your first gig?
It all depends on what's going on in the world. But honestly, it's always devastation. Like right now, it's always the perfect opportunity. And I tell people, like, don't wait. Jump on it because get in it, get the ball rolling, and you'll be surprised. And like I said, even on accident, my first deployment, that West Virginia, I made 108 to 106, something like that. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. You see what I'm saying? So this is what happens in this industry. A lot has changed since then, but at this point, it's always devastation and not that many people know about it. So they need bodies.
Okay.
They need bodies. Just getting the certification and getting the license, it's one of those type of things. That's just so you can get the job. Now, once you got the job, now you're going to actually learn how to do the job. And that's where I come in.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
All right, so wait. So how long did it actually take you to learn the job?
To be honest, if somebody's trying to like coach you or mentor you.
Nah, without that. I was minus coaching and mentor. Like how long did it take you without no coaching, no mentor?
It all depends on how many deployments you take. You know what I'm saying? So you could be in the game 2 years, but you only went one place or two places. A person that was in the game 2 years, but he went 5 places, he might have a little bit more experience than you. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, so you don't have to learn it before you go on a deployment.
You're gonna learn it on you just getting the licenses and the certification. You're gonna learn in the field.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When you walk up to the house, you're like, I don't know what to do. So that's what I'm saying. I didn't have a mentor. When I got into the industry, I'm like, I don't even really know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I had no construction background, so I had to learn all of that. You know what I'm saying? That was tough. So not only did I have to learn insurance, I had to learn construction. I had to learn, how to write an estimate. I had to learn, I kind of had customer service and,
How did you know? But I'm thinking if it's independent, how did you know that you had to learn this? I'm assuming from the school. The class told you that this is
so
what you
the
gotta
firms
do.
that you work with, you're going to have a manager.
Okay.
They're not just going to just throw you out there.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
You're still going to have a manager, but the workload that they're going to put on you, they're going to expect you to like, it's one of those jobs where it's kind of like learn by yourself. So another thing that you need to understand too, is not like one of those type of industries where it's like, okay, today we're going to learn the system. Then tomorrow we're going to learn customer service. And then we're going to learn in the field inspection. No. You need to know all of it right away. So you got to learn the system. You got to learn how to do an inspection. You got to learn how to identify damage. You got to learn how to write an estimate. Then you got to learn how to cut the check, depending on the insurance company. You see what I'm saying? As you're still, you still in it. Because when I come to your house, you like, Jay, hey, Nick, you think I'm a professional. You don't know I just started.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So that's the thing that people don't understand. It can get overwhelming, but I don't want to deter people from that because it's like, it's going to be a learning curve with anything. You might as well make a bag and learn something, and nobody can take this skill set away from you. You feel me? So like that's why it's so interesting. And then it's like, okay, you worked hard for 6 months, cool. You off for 6 months, now you can woosah. Or if you want to, and you really want to get in your bag, because I did it. I worked all year round just so I could actually learn. You know what I'm saying? So I did large loss fires. I did ground zero, so total losses. Wind and hail, frozen pipes, backup sewer and drain. That's like when the water comes up through a drain. So this is different than FEMA too, because FEMA is flood. So that's surface water. That's different. So if you get flooding, that's not insurance. That's FEMA. So people need to understand that too. So those are that's different. So I did all this because I'm like, if I'm going to do something, I want to be the best at it. That's just the type of person I am.
So when you say you worked all year round, because I hear you keep saying 6 months, but then you're like, I worked all year round trying to get the bag when I wanted to learn. Is it like all right, my phone is on, I'm available type thing?
So they'll call you and say, hey, I got a deployment in Ohio. You want it? And then you'll say yes or no. Okay,
so during your off season was the season that you specifically said you wanted off. So anytime somebody called you, said no.
Yeah, for the most part. Because at that particular time, that year, it was kind of slow.
Okay.
So I was able to kind of do that. But the year that I went to work all year round, I was still traveling. So it was like, yeah, it might be slow in Illinois, but hey, in North Carolina, we got a deployment. I'll take it.
Okay. So these people call you from all around the world, like all around the country, just
Yeah,
every day. You gotta put your name on the list or something?
Remember, you register with the firms.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show you how to register with all the firms. So once you register with all the firms, all you do is just sit back and wait. And say, yeah, I go to Cali. I go to Ohio.
Okay. All right, let me ask you. First of all, how much are you charging for your mentorship?
The mentorship, man, they just,
how much is it, man? Tell us the people. They want to know.
I don't want to deter nobody. But
I mean, if nigga want to get to this money, man, he can't say, don't say it.
You know what? This is what I do. This is what I do for you since I'm on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For your people, I'll hold a free webinar.
Mm-hmm.
And at that webinar, I will give them all the sauce and explain everything. And if they feel that they really want to lock in, and then I'll give them a special rate.
Okay.
And at the free webinar, I'll break it all down too.
Okay, I asked that because, all right, again, I'm going to go back to my experience. When I did the Scrum certification, where I think it was like $2,500, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, at the time, I didn't have $2,500. I could have had it because I got it. And I'll never forget talking to my homie who was in tech. And like I was having some problems with my girl at the time. And he was like, man, listen, I make 6 figures right now and it's still hard. Like the conversation was basically like, man, you got to get to this money. Like you always going to have issues in your relationship because niggas got to get to this money. You feel me? Like that's just what people see. That's what the world see. And I'll never forget that conversation. And after that conversation, that was my time to be like, you know what? I'm going to get this $2,500. I'm going to do this certification and I'm going to get this job. And that shit changed my life. That's why I asked you, because it's like, I'm wondering, like, what was your determining factor that was like, nah, I need to do this. Fuck everything else.
You know what? Honestly, I feel like to really change somebody's, like to help somebody in life, you have to be able to change their financial status. You know what I'm saying? And if I could really help you change your financial status, that's really what's driving me right now. Like money's good, but at the end of the day, what I charge you, $2K, $5K, if you can make that back in a week, what does that matter? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? The value is there.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, no matter what, if you follow the steps, if you do what I'm telling you to do, you're gonna make the money. Point blank, period. It's there. You turn on the news every day, you're gonna see bad weather. So you know what I'm talking about is real. You just don't know how to do it.
And you know what's crazy, bro? Now that we having this conversation, Donald Trump just I think he just signed some documentation, the executive order to make federal people go back into office. So now they making most of these people go back into office, right? A lot of people don't want to go back into office. So the opportunity is there because now it's like you either go back into office, you can get this, you know what I'm saying? This certification, and now you're working on your own for 6 months. So like, it's opportunity there.
Like I said, I got degrees. I got a bachelor's degree, I got an associate degree. So for an individual that's young and they like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm not saying college is a bad idea at all. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, for a certification, I just told you to get certified is like $200 probably right now, and you're going to make 6 figures. You ain't got no debt. It's like a no-brainer. And you getting a skill set that most people don't even have. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just so many different levels to it.
I'll do you one better for people that's mid-age, right? And like, you probably had these big-ass dreams and you thought you was going to be somewhere and you ain't. And you trying to figure out how the fuck you about to get your next dollar, how the fuck you about to get this, your food on your table. Because I done been there. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, before I did that certification, bro, before I moved to Atlanta, like, a lot of people want to make fun of you, tell you what you should and shouldn't do. Man, these niggas can kiss my ass. I'm dead ass. Like, bro, man, invest in your education. Self-investment is the best investment. You feel me? Like,
facts.
You feel me? Like, you really trying to run a bag up, just holler at my man. See, just give it a try, bro. Because I don't know how much it is. I'm trying to figure out, even if it's 5 bands, that shit ain't nothing compared to like what you can do, bro. I'm just being real, and I ain't even do no field adjustment shit. I'm saying from my experience. So this shit sound cool, and niggas just definitely fun.
Bro, if somebody's just trying to learn, I got an ebook for the low. It breaks everything down for you too. So that right there will give you some sauce. And that'll let you know if you really want to go further in the industry. You know what I'm saying? But anybody could do it, all age groups, all nationalities. And, I just want to show other nationalities that we are out here, we are doing it. And you could do it too. You know what I'm saying? Women too. And it's crazy.
Nah, that's some real shit,
you know what I'm saying?
bro.
And it's like a lot of people that, they have kids or they may be young and they don't know what to do with their kids. This is an industry this is not a trade that can really change their life. Like I said, this is life-changing money. It changed my life for real. And everybody that I've told about this before I, started a mentor program and things like that, everybody's like, man, Nick, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like you changed my life. Like you helped me, get a home. I was able to buy a car. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to take care of my kids and my family. Like, and I don't have to worry about like, am I going to be able to go back to work? Yeah, you might be down a couple months, but you're going to always find some work. You know what I'm saying? So like just having that off your back, and it's like, man, if you keep your expenses kind of low, when you going to run through this kind of money?
No,
and if you need more money, just work a little harder. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's all about the hustle. If you want to make more money, work a little harder.
No,
like I said, I made 16 racks in 1 week.
Yeah. And there's another component to make money, because you could be doing what you're doing, right? And shit, you might get a call. You be working or whatever, and then you get a call. Shit, that's a bag right there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's another thing that we, in the industry, they kind of frown upon it, but we call it like double dipping. So you could actually work with 2 insurance companies at the same time. I wouldn't advise it, like with State Farm or anything like that. But, if you really want to talk heavy, you can work with two insurance companies at the same time, and you going nuts. I mean, I got a couple friends, $25,000 a week, $30,000 a week.
Damn.
A week.
Sheesh. Niggas just running through 6 figures. Like, niggas is really playing Monopoly all this month. Yo, tell people how to find you and how to like get to you, do your free class and things, your ebook, all that.
Okay. I mean, all social media platforms. You can follow me at Hollywood_N Ward. So that's HOLLYWOOD_NWARD. That's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook is just my name, Nicholas Ward. I got a YouTube. It's GMF TV. So I'm just kind of showing people the life that you can have with this. And like, if you go to my Instagram, all the stuff that you see on there, that's really my stuff. Like I'm not capping. You know what I'm saying? Like I stay below the radar, but at the same time, this is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the name of my company too is, GMF. So that's the name of my company. It means Get Money Family. So everybody that's part of the family, we getting money. And so, like I said, you can also tap into the free class. What you could do too, because I'm on the podcast, I got the free webinar that I'm gonna do where I'm gonna really give them the sauce. So if they text this number and put J Hill, I'm gonna send you the access to get to the free webinar on there.
Let's get it, man. Let's get my people this money.
The number is 833-239-8836. I'm gonna give it to you again, 833-239-8836, and just put J Hill, JAYHILL.
Yeah, and don't bullshit my people. If he bullshit you, man, make sure you holler at
Let me know. Ain't no cap. Nah, I stand on that. So look, that's another thing too. Like I said, I'm from Chicago, so you could really find me, bro. Like I ain't running from nobody. I'm really thorough, so I stand on that. If you feeling the way, like I'm a regular dude, talk to me. Like it's real. I'm really here to help people. Like no cap.
That's facts, bro. I appreciate it for real, bro. Appreciate you, man.
All right,
I'm glad you pulled up, dog.
Man, I appreciate the love, man.
Of course, man. Hollywood, Mr. J Hill. J Hill Podcast is a wrap. Let's get this money.
Let's do
out.
it.